I've been to Kansas City many times over the years, and it's gotta be one of my favorite places in the Midwest to watch trains. But one of the places I've never been to it is a place known as Doc's Caboose, a pretty nice train store, which is right next door to a Union Pacific main line, which runs in a part of the city known by all as the Bottoms. So recently, I took my first trip out to this store and this area, and I gotta say, it was a pretty nice visit. And as you could guess, being a train store, I got some new items, and so just gonna go over those real quick. First off, we have a Rock Island gondola. I've been meaning to get some more gondolas lately, as I already have a handful, and I've also been wanting to get some Rock Island rolling stock, because I don't really have any, so it's nice to get more of this mighty good road. And I love this Bankruptcy Blue paint scheme, even though I am going to weather this gondola at some point. And alongside the gondola, by the way, it was made by Athern, but alongside it, I got this Walthers Union Pacific center beam. Like the gondolas, I don't have many center beams, so it's nice to get a second one of these. And yeah, I only have one other one, and as you can see, there's the other purchase, which I got from Doc's, a load of lumber. I've never had lumber on any of my train layouts before, so this is a brand new cargo for me, with a new car to go with it, so that's wonderful. So yeah, as you can imagine, I really liked Doc's Caboose. It's a great train store. I can understand why it's fairly popular, and Doc himself is a very nice guy. So yeah, it's a pretty neat store. I enjoyed my time there. But besides these new additions, as you can tell, the layout looks a little bit different. Of course, I got this new building, which I'm calling a hotel. I'm pretty sure that's what it is. And some new rolling stock, which is all courtesy of Owen. These are some new Bethgons, which are BNSF and a custom-made one. Some of these are weathered pretty nicely, especially on the wheels. And then a neatly weathered Burlington Northern Hopper, also from Owen. And if you heard from my community post, yeah, we have this thing now. So basically, what happened was, a few days after I made my reflectors and weathering video, my original Digitrax power system, which is the DCS-50, which we have been using for well over 15 years, finally basically died. What happened was, no matter how much I unplugged and plugged it back in, no matter how much I disconnected and reconnected it to the layout, I could never get it to control the trains. It wouldn't show up like the little control panel or anything like that. So no matter what I tried, that I couldn't get it back, and so basically I just presumed it dead. And so therefore I decided it was finally time to bite the bullet and upgrade. So 1 week and $200 later, we got the most advanced Digitrax system as of today, and that is the DCS-52 with fancy lighted up buttons, a whole screen for your control panel, and some new like little knobs which should look a lot more advanced. So it's a wonderful system, but of course initially I was a little worried about it because being $200 and being an investment that pretty much came out of the blue, I was hoping that I would get my money's worth out of it. But I have to say I absolutely did. This thing has been wonderful. And with this controller, locomotives that would previously stall every few inches are now highballing down the main line, and locomotives that used to be hangar queens and longtime residents of the storage tracks are now back in general service once again, and it's beautiful to see. I love it. It's amazing.
No record breaking. Don't push him too hard. Henry won't need pushing, sir. I'll have to hold him back.
And you could say that this change in operation was because I cleaned the track or I cleaned the wheels, but that's not the case. I did buy some new track and wheel cleaners at the same time, but by the time that I hooked up the DCS-52, I had not used them yet. So the only major change in the operation was the controller itself. And so if that alone was causing such a significant impact on the way the locomotives ran, that's pretty neat. So yeah, as you can tell, I really like this thing. It's been really great so far, and it'll go great with the other newcomers of this layout. So yeah, things are finally looking good. And obviously, besides going to docks, I did see quite a few trains, so for the rail fans, you can stick around. I'll have all the trains at the end of the video. So, yeah, just not a very long video this time, but just a little update, because definitely there have been a lot of changes around here. And so, yeah, thanks for watching. Hope you enjoy the trains, and God bless. I think it's up here a little bit.
At the stop sign, turn left onto Hickory Street.
Siri, there's something called a train in the way? And to cap off this very interesting day in Kansas City, we were treated to a look at BNSF's Mire Yard, which is the starting point of the St. Joe subdivision. And here we got a good look at a lot of motive power, and as you can tell in the foreground, what would become the catch of the day, a mega empty coal train with 3 mid-DPUs. I have been meaning to catch one of these mega trains on the BNSF for a while now, as BNSF has been running these mega trains for at least several years, and they all run through Lincoln, obviously, because they got to get back to the coal mines. So I've been meaning to get one, and of course this very train made it to Lincoln late that night. So yeah, pretty neat sight to see. Definitely the catch of the day, and a great way to end off a pretty interesting railfanning trip to Kansas City.